The old man sat close to the fireplace, letting the warmth soften the stiff ache in his shoulders. He placed his hands on his knees, rubbed them slowly, then smiled a tired but honest smile, the kind of smile that only comes from someone who has lived long enough to understand struggle without bitterness. You know, he began, people think getting old means you forget things. But the truth is, some memories get sharper, especially the ones from the years when I was working myself half to death. He let out a quiet laugh, not regretful, but knowing. When I was young, I had a job in the city. Not a glamorous one, just enough to keep the lights on. Every morning I packed into the same crowded train, shoulder to shoulder with half-awake strangers, all of us drifting through the same foggy routine. I remember stepping off that train one rainy morning. I froze for a moment, not because of the cold, but because I felt like I had lost something. Something small but important, like a button from a favorite coat. I couldn't explain it, but I felt hollow. He poked the fire gently, sending sparks upward. The buildings were so tall they stole the sky. Neon lights buzzed like insects, machines roared, and people walked fast, as if racing against a clock no one had ever seen. And me, I felt like a tiny fish thrown into an ocean made of steel and noise. There were days when I wondered if this was all my life would become. Wake up, train, work, train, sleep. A loop so tight it squeezed the dreams out of you. He lowered his voice, softer. But here's the funny part. Even in those years, there was something inside me that refused to drown. A little spark, a stubborn heartbeat that whispered, keep going. Not for glory, not for ambition, just because quitting didn't feel like an option. He smiled gently, remembering. One night, after a long shift, I went home so tired I couldn't even take off my shoes. I lay on the floor staring at the ceiling, and suddenly, I remembered the boy I used to be, the one who believed he could change the world. For the first time in years, I let myself wonder whether he was still alive somewhere inside me. The fire crackled loudly, as if reacting to his words. And do you know what I realized? He wasn't gone. He was just quiet, buried under paperwork, deadlines, and exhaustion. But he was still breathing. That moment didn't solve everything. It didn't magically fix my life. But it saved me. Because once you remember who you were, you can start fighting your way back to who you want to be. He leaned forward, eyes glowing with warmth. People talk about strength like it's some big heroic thing. But real strength, it's getting up when you don't want to. It's showing up even when the world feels heavy. It's swimming forward even when the water is freezing. You may not see it now, but every tired step you take is a victory. He pointed toward the window, where winter rain tapped softly. When I see people going to work in the early morning, heads down, bags heavy, hearts heavier, I want to tell them, you're doing better than you think. Life can feel like cold water, shocking, harsh, unforgiving. But cold water doesn't break you. It wakes you. It reminds you that you're still alive. He sat back and folded his hands. So don't be afraid of the cold. Don't be ashamed of being tired. Every breath you take in the middle of your struggle is proof that you're stronger than you know. And one day, you'll look back, just like I'm doing now, and realize that even when you were exhausted, you still kept swimming. And that's what saved you. The fire glowed warmly, casting steady light on the face of a man who had once walked through his own cold waters, and lived to tell someone else that they could too.
Stepping off the crowded train, I freeze a moment in the rain. These looping days, the same old scene. Sometimes they shake the soul in me. Fight on, like a fish in cold water, cutting through the tide, don't falter. Swim straight on, you're doing fine. Even in the dark, you shine. Between the buildings, sky is gone. Just neon hums that linger on. Machines and lights fill up the air. It's hard to feel the world out there. Fight on, like a fish in cold water, cutting through the water. Swim straight on, you're doing fine. Even in the dark, you shine. Home again, too tired to speak. Staring at the ceiling weak. You wonder if the one you dreamed still lives somewhere inside of you. Fight on like a fish in cold water.